Let's talk about Vendasta e-commerce software. So I want to give you a complete guide and also our honest review of the tool. So here's an abstract I want you to think about. When you think about Vendasta, what should you be thinking about? Well, I want you to think about scalability first, okay? Vendasta actually builds software to help local businesses with digital marketing, but they don't sell directly to local business owners. Instead, what they do is that they actually sell to channel partners or so-called trusted experts, okay? Which is really a PR-friendly term for anyone who helps small and medium businesses. And these trusted experts include agencies, managed service providers, so the MSPs. They also have the VARs, the value-added resellers. They have software vendors and traditional media companies, to name a few, okay? So basically, don't think about you buying directly from Vendasta. It doesn't work that way. One thing I want to say here is that when it comes to Vendasta, we love the efficiency, but we also love the fact that you are able to actually be online with Vendasta real fast. So basically, some of the products in the marketplace of Vendasta rather, some of the solutions in Vendasta's marketplace include products and services. On the product side, there are dozens of DIY tools, including website builders, social media schedulers, ad platforms, video editors, review monitoring products, and more. So that's kind of cool. On the services side, Vendasta's marketplace has a host of providers who will provide services to your customers on your behalf. So this include SEO services. So that's kind of cool. You also have website production. You have social media management. You have e-commerce consulting and more. So you have a more holistic approach, if you will. Okay, and so depending on what a partner sells, Vendasta actually gives a cut to the original vendor and keeps the rest. In some cases, Vendasta is actually the vendor. In other words, they build certain products themselves, and in other cases, they integrate with external vendors like GoDaddy, Google, Yext, etc. So that's the kind of business model that I want you to really have in mind when you think about Vendasta. So they have a lot of differentiators, and I'll explain those differentiators in the next section. So let's talk about the differentiators. So there are 7 important differentiators that you have to keep in mind when you analyze Vendasta. So you have a snapshot report, you have marketing automation, you have sales and success centers. So that's an important element to think about. You also have a business app, multi-location, task manager, and you have local business online toolkit. Let me break it down for you. So when we speak about the snapshot report, basically this is a lead generation tool for prospecting local businesses. It really scans the online presence of any small and medium-sized business and generates a report card for how the business is performing in areas like SEO, listings, social media, and more, right? And the idea is that if you run a bunch of this and know who to target with your products, you are able to grow your revenue real fast. What about marketing automation? So around somewhere around 2016, 2015, Vendasta actually started building marketing automation products. So of course, do not expect HubSpot or MailChimp capabilities, but Vendasta is actually cool. Did you have decent marketing automation services? You also have a sales and success center. So this is actually a lightweight CRM within Vendasta that comes included with your Vendasta subscription. And so that's kind of important to think about. And you also have to think about business apps. So you have the Vendasta business app. So that's kind of cool. You also have a multi-location. So one of the hidden gems of Vendasta's platform is really its advanced multi-location functionality. And this is kind of cool. So what happens here is that if you sell solutions to multi-location businesses and franchises, for instance, specifically reputation management, listings management, or social media services, this is something that you should really look into. You also have a task manager. So a task manager is kind of cool because you have a task management tool like Asana or Monday.com, except not really because it is actually optimized for Vendasta's platform, which means what? It means that tasks populate based on workflows specific to Vendasta's product. So that's kind of cool also. So what is the target audience here? I think you have the answer a little bit because I answered it a little earlier. So Vendasta is actually for anyone who helps local businesses with online marketing, including agencies, broadcast media, newspapers, publishers, radio, martech, adtech, ICT, telco, MSPs, VARs, brands and multi-location businesses, and also technology platforms like the ISVs. So that's really important. Now, Vendasta actually refers to these companies as cloud brokers or channel partners collectively. They also call these organizations trusted local experts, right? So this is an important element to think about. Why? Why do they call them trusted local partners? Because channel partners are the ones who SMBs call for help. They've been dealing with them for years. They know each other's kids and support the same charities and go to the same ball games and so on and so forth, right? So as far as jobs to be done, Vendasta is able to help with the following: going to market with new products and services, integrating multiple white label solutions to sell to small and medium-sized businesses, especially those that want to have a local support. You are able to generate local business leads and lower actually cost of acquisition. So if you're really serious about lowering your CPA, your cost per acquisition, you want to look into this for real. Okay, you are able to reduce the time spent educating and training salespeople. You can show small and medium-sized businesses proof of performance as well as ROI, and you can improve efficiency with fulfillment and order delivery. So that's kind of important, especially when you're thinking about scaling, scaling real fast. So you can scale services for multiple accounts. You can simplify account management and billing processes. So that's really good. So one thing for sure, Vendasta is actually is for a certain category of folks, but it's not for like if you suck at digital marketing, really Vendasta is not for you. So given the nature of Vendasta's positioning, basically the company attracts a lot of people with no marketing or sales experience whatsoever. People see one ad for Vendasta and think, well, I can slap a logo on this platform and outsource all the work, right? But this is not how it works. If you suck at digital marketing, you're not going to find Vendasta really appealing because there is a little bit of work actually that is needed. You have a responsibility to deliver results, okay? And successful channel partners realize that Vendasta is like a drill. It's better than a screwdriver, but you still need a capable carpenter to do the work. Good partners hone their craft, know how to sell and deliver results that keep their clients satisfied over time. So what is our evaluation here? So when you think about Vendasta, what are the pros and or what are the cons in our view? Well, the pros first. You have the overall value that you have through Vendasta. Basically, Vendasta as a marketplace is kind of similar to having like CRM, marketing automation, email marketing, among others, all in one place. So what happens here is that Vendasta negotiates a favored pricing for its partners, and in cases like G Suite, it's actually cheaper to use Vendasta. You also have a focus on local. So everything Vendasta builds is actually dedicated to helping local businesses. It's actually in the DNA of their software, from all the ways you can handle locations to the preloaded marketing content to reporting focused on helping small and medium-sized company. You also have robustness. I mean, they have a proven track record for the last 15 years. They have actually been doing a lot of stuff. Now, there are more than 250 solutions in the marketplace, multiple user types and control centers, and tons of settings for white label configuration. So you can really find what you're looking for. That's for sure. You have a rate of innovation, so that's really good. And because basically there are so many releases happening regularly, it will make your head spin in our view. You have a true partnership. So unlike their competition, Vendasta does not sell directly to local businesses. That means they do not actually compete with you or use your data for their own sales purposes. So whenever someone asks internally about selling direct, it's actually shut down faster than than whatever you can imagine. You have an executive team. So the C-suite at Vendasta is really savvy, driven, and innovative. That's kind of cool. You are able to conquer local, and they also have a long-term vision. So that's a good pro to have. What about some of the cons here? Well, you have a complex platform. You have few integrations. The business app is not really actually an app. Okay. So and also the email and automation work streams need a lot of work. So Vendasta's email features leave a lot to be desired for those used to more advanced systems. So a lot of the preloaded content is actually disorganized, and it takes a while to get used to their campaigns. So that's kind of important. So it's one of those things where you have to see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So what's the value here? I want you to look on the screen here. Here's a pricing for Vendasta as I did on this show. So the starter, you have the professional, you have the premium, and you have the custom enterprise. You have to contact Vendasta. So you can see that you have a quartet of pricing. Okay. And so basically, when you think about Vendasta pricing, think about monthly subscriptions. And the subscriptions, as you saw a little earlier, range from $79 per month all the way to $1,000 to $2,000. Okay. And but in addition to that, you actually have to think about onboarding fees. So all tiers beyond free and starter have onboarding fees ranging from $750 to $1,500 unless you are paying annually, in which case they will waive the onboarding fee for you. And what about the seats? It's an important element to think about. Well, this is something new. They started charging for after COVID. So basically, you might have to pay anywhere from $15 to $65 per seat. You also have a product cost. So every product you offer has a wholesale cost that you can mark up however you want. The higher your subscription tier, the better discounts you get. Also, the more volume you bring in, the better your margins for certain products. You also got to think about add-ons and professional services. So a lot of Vendasta's partners buy add-ons like strategy sessions and new websites for their own company. So this is something to really think about. So if you are let's say an organization that needs technical assistance with APIs and SSO, single sign-on, that's also available. Okay, it's important to think about this really from a holistic point of view. You also have marketing services, white labeling, snapshot reports. Now, snapshot reports cost anywhere from $2 to $3 per report. So you also have a longer contract, and you also have referrals. So referrals are really a good way to offset cost. So Vendasta doesn't pay per lead, but you can actually earn up to a 30% recurring revenue per new partner you refer. So that's really good. So in terms of billing, basically the Vendasta actually will bill you either annually or monthly. It really it's important to think about. So at the beginning of every month, for instance, Vendasta invoices you for all the products that were activated or renewed in the previous month, as well as your subscription for the current month. So invoices are due net 10. A credit card is required on file for all partners, which they charge automatically. They accept Visa, MasterCard, and Amex. So that's an important element to think about. And in terms of billing, they can go as granular as possible as well. So that's one thing that I really want to I want to insist on, that you are able to get things done a lot faster through Vendasta. That's for sure. I want to talk about the extras here. So how good is Vendasta support really? I mean, Vendasta support is really fantastic. I mean, every Vendasta partner get access to a Success on Demand, which is really a rotating cast of support people who will answer your questions or put you in touch with someone who can. Okay, so this is kind of important. But the thing is that phone support is not provided at lower subscription tiers, which means that you'll be stuck with email and chat. So this is really what it is. And so if you want, let's say, a phone support, you have to be ready and willing to pay for it. Now, if you are a higher paying partner, you'll have access to a dedicated account people. This is where Vendasta really shines. So basically, you have a top-notch success folks. On top of Vendasta's success and support teams, basically many channel partners get a lot of value out of talking to each other and hearing how others are successfully selling to local businesses. So hence why Vendasta started Conquer Local. So that's actually the new strategy they have. Okay, now when you think about Vendasta, do you have actually some alternatives on the market? Of course. Basically, at a macro level, you don't have any alternative that does 100% of what Vendasta does. But if you are thinking about at a macro level, you have the likes of WP Engine, Reputation.com. You have Advice Local, for instance. You do have a Chat Meter. You have Bird Eye. You have review trackers. So you have a lot of players that do something similar. Okay, and beyond products and services, Vendasta also offers a wide range of capabilities that really pit it against hundreds of other platforms. Many of them Goliath size CRMs, task management solutions, marketing automation systems, and more. And Vendasta actually has significant overlapping functionality with the following platforms. You have Thrive, for instance, HubSpot, AppDirect, Buzzboard, Money.com. You have Asana, Trello, MailChimp, Builderall, CloudBlue, Salesforce, Keep, Zoho, among others. So you have a lot of players that are really intertwined into what Vendasta really tries to accomplish. So here's our judgment here. When you think about Vendasta, you have actually two options, right? Should you use Vendasta or just go direct? It really depends on what you're looking for. So by going direct instead of using Vendasta's marketplace, you'll get better pricing in some cases, that's for sure. You'll get more functionality and unlimited choice. On the other hand, you'll have separate bills, systems that don't talk to each other, and multiple logins for your clients. And so G Suite is one example where you actually save money going through Vendasta. Google offers reduced pricing to premium partners who have navigated their obstacles, and Vendasta is one of those partners. As such, they can pass discounts directly to you. In other cases, Vendasta actually marks up products, and yes, it will be cheaper to go direct. Now, keep in mind, though, and this is a great important, Vendasta is actually more than just products too, right? The platform includes a built-in CRM, marketing automation tools, consolidated reporting, in-house services, and more, right? So you have in terms of depth and breadth of products and services, you will love what you have with Vendasta. And so the dimes you would save from going direct instead of using Vendasta's marketplace are less than the dollars you will spend on CRMs and other marketing tools that Vendasta throws in for free. So everything depends on your DNA. Not everyone likes the all-in-one approach. Others are happy with having everything under one roof, one login, and one bill. So that's an important element to think about. So overall, Vendasta, we think, is a brilliant concept once you have wrapped your head around it. No one else comes close to offering the breadth and depth of solutions. If they can ever figure out a simplified story and user experience, they won't just conquer local, they'll conquer the world, really, when you think about it. One thing for sure I want to say here is that whether you go with Vendasta or go direct rather, it really depends on your strategy also. This is an important element to think about, right? And it's one of those things where you got to ask yourself, what are you looking for? So for us, if we ran an agency or media company, here is what we would do. I would choose Vendasta's growth plan so I can access great labeled services. I will use the snapshot report and publish articles about local businesses to get clients via consultative selling. I would batch actually all the recordings from the Conquer Local think tank series and follow some of the authorities when it comes to lead generation, so I can scale my operation. This is something we will do. We will also form an accountability pod with other agency owners and media executives in the Vendasta community to stay really motivated. Okay, and finally, you are able to. We would actually attend the Conquer Local conference and have a drink or two with the executive team. That way, we would have a better view of what Vendasta is actually offering. So here is a prognosis. In today's conversation, I spoke to you about Vendasta. I give you the abstract, the differentiators, the target audience, the evaluation, the value, the extras, and the judgment. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.